Welcome, Gemini. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a reading for you. I am inspired by Jupiter, which is moving direct in Cancer, an area of your life that is controlling or activates your possessions, your values, your relationships, and your body, all the things that you own. I've pulled two oracle cards from Energy Archaeology and the Talismanic deck, and I'm going to start with those. And then I will go through the present, past, and future with the Mayan Tarot, clarify with the Crow Tarot, and finish off with a Crystal Oracle. So I pulled for you the card Inheritance. And this generally looks at energy pathways through the bones of our body. So I'm not going to go into a medical or anatomical reading. I'm going to pick some information from the properties and from the wisdom. Properties, this is about earth. So this is about grounded material experience. And when in balance, the key words are reverence and sacrosanct. And the wisdom reads, inheritance in the physical sense is the material possessions of money handed down within a lineage. But that's not all you inherit. You also inherit energy, blessings and burdens, gifts and traumas, privileges and responsibilities. It may feel that there are strings attached, ties that bind, or allegiances that uphold in the name of tradition, history, or how things have always been done. But you have a choice of what to do with what you inherit. Once it is given to you, it is yours. It is not enough to set aside what you've received as if it's on a shelf in a closet out of sight, so you don't have to look at it. It's your responsibility to unpack your inheritance. Only then can you direct how it works for you and those around you. Your energetic alignment with what you inherit, what you choose to perpetuate, and what you choose to release is your legacy. The way you live your life, the trauma you perpetrate or transmute, the frequencies you align with, and the healing you do for yourself and with others. At the end of your life, this is what will have mattered. And this is coupled with leadership. And so with these two cards, I feel that the idea that you are utilizing your inheritance in whatever form it comes to translate that into the ability to support others, to guide others, to promote a project, or to create a vehicle where others have greater opportunities as part of a legacy is something that is eminent for many of you. And this may be part of a consideration of your resources at this time, a way that you're recognizing more opportunities than you may have previously understood. Whether you have inherited money or possessions or a legacy of experience. This is an opportunity at this time to really deepen that sense of leadership in your life for your loved ones, for your community, perhaps at your place of work. How are you helping others access the resources you've had access to? And I forgot to pull the bottom of the card for your deck for your overall energy, and I pulled the Emperor. This is quite powerful. This is really about this transition in the way you view the world. And for many of you, there may have been at one time a very external or ambitious push to be in control of something that was able to facilitate the accrual of possessions and power and control over others. I believe for many of you, there's been a transition in that, in as much as you now understand that you have the ability to release and surrender control of external forces, factors, and instead turn to the ownership of your own reality. your own responsibility, recognizing that you are the one who's responsible for your life and your experiences. And that is a product then of the way in which you control your own energies, where you direct your energies, your talent, your attention, your efforts, your generosity towards the things that are going to be a benefit to yourself, of course, but on behalf of others. There's a built-in leadership mantle here that you are being asked to express. In the present, we have the Moon card. So something is throwing you back on your lineage, your ancestry, your experience, so that you are in a position now to open up to things you may have known little about, may not have understood in the past, or experiences that have been difficult for you to access, perhaps while relatives were living, or perhaps through a lack of information about where you come from. This is a way to move beyond a lack of information into the information that your experiences have given you, to recognize that that energy is always with you, that there is a level of subconscious energy that assists you, that is always there, helping you, guiding you, and that this is something you have learned to work with or are learning to work with. You may be doing dream work, you may be having fantastical dreams, you may be communicating in your dream life, or through meditation, through prayer, through some kind of spiritual practice where you cultivate stillness so that you can hear the voices that are available to you. This is a level of information that is generally uncomfortable for most people, and I would say particularly uncomfortable for you because of your ability to process information rapidly, to share it, to give it back, to distribute it quickly. This is actually helping you to approach your inner nature, your inner gifts in a new way. This may be lightening up the load of some experiences that don't feel good, some behavior you may have engaged in that you don't feel proud of, and a way of allowing you to release that, to surrender that, so that you can lighten your spirit and kind of move back into your natural flow. This can be about literally releasing the material possessions, giving them away, redistributing them, or recognizing that the abundance you are experiencing is not material, that you have a gift beyond things that you can share. In the past, the Three of Cups, this talks about a lot of support that you've had, that you are currently experiencing, or that you have been experiencing as part of your development, your growth, your community of family, loved ones, being heard, being seen, and celebrating that in some way. And this may be for some people a bit morbid, but even the passing of loved ones gives us an opportunity to celebrate the positive experiences of their lives in a way that may have shaped us and we have been perhaps indifferent to in the past. We're now appreciating that. In the future, the Servant of Cups. Yeah, this is my feeling, that this process of coming to terms with what you have gained from your lineage, your family, loved ones, your history, is actually leading to a lightening up in your life. And it feels like there's an unburdening occurring here, so that you are turning more to your creative, joyful, playful energy, your imagination, to appreciate with gratitude what it is you have gained, even if those inherited intangibles are serious, heavy, painful, or there has been a lot of loss that you've endured. Ultimately, you are freed up in some way that allows you to explore and open up your heart in a new way. If this reading is resonating for you, Gemini, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your efforts and all of the ways that you support me. For the Three of Cups, I've clarified with the Seven of Wands. For the Moon card, 2 cards, the Nine of Swords and the 10 of Cups. And for the Servant of Cups, in the future, dear, I'm going to keep the Ace of Swords. That feels right. So it's interesting that your experience of celebration, of support, has come through a necessary limitation of your energies. You have learned how not to distract yourselves, how not to put energy into things that take you away from exercising your gifts, your practice, your work, your efforts. You've learned to perhaps even a bit defensively ward off, say no to things that you would have said yes to in the past. And this has come as a necessary corrective to perhaps a very generous spirit that you had in the past. Perhaps you had a false sense of abundance and gave more away, overgave, in a way that actually depleted your attention to what it was that you needed to achieve. So this feels like establishing healthy boundaries has been a process of balancing out a sense of celebration and endless support and loving attention that you have received or chased after, wanted to receive. And so this idea that you yourself were generous and merry and lighthearted is one that you've learned to rein in. In the present, the Moon card is clarified by the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Cups. This has been a lot of worry, a lot of concern about the resources you have inherited. Perhaps money or resources that have been ill spent by you, or you haven't really known how to grasp these resources that you feel are just beyond your reach. Perhaps along the way you have encountered a lot of blocks, a lot of unfair practice, a lot of cruelty or unjust actions of others, betrayals that have undermined what you believed or imagined to be a bountiful inheritance, one that you always felt blocked from receiving or achieving. So it looks as though for every benefit, there was some kind of sabotage that you experienced. And this caused you to overanalyze and worry and perhaps engage in counter attacks or counter sabotage in a way that depleted your energy, absolutely, but also apparently depleted your resources, your inheritance that was expected. In the future, the Servant of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Swords. So it's sort of going back to the very beginning, I feel, for you as you move through this process and really let go of all of this energy that you once tried so hard to control, absolutely assured that your ambitions were reliant upon resources you were rightfully going to earn. And instead, really looking back at what you have, what remains after this process. A lot of love, a lot of being loved. It feels to me as though you were greatly loved And understanding the truth and the victory of that is in giving that love back in some way. Sharing what remains, if anything, sharing of yourself from the heart is really the truth and the victory, perhaps still standing after a protracted battle with others, particularly other loved ones, family members, over things, is something you finally surrendered to. You've finally seen the light. Perhaps you've experienced or received something that was really important to you, more of a token or symbol of your inheritance that means everything, that gives you that sense of affirmation or confidence that now feels that you've earned this. And that's part of this idea that this insight is leading you to a new victory, new movement, new activity, having sort of secured your emotional security, something I think you gave very little thought to in the past, assuming it was there for you. And I'm going to finish up this reading with a crystal oracle. And I pulled the ruby. I love this for you, Gemini. And the key word is shine. It is your time to shine, or it says, it's time for me to shine. This is beautiful, Gemini. It almost feels that after the end of a very unexpected, unpredictable journey to riches, you have come to a place of true inner gold, true value, true power, and the power of happiness. Thank you so much for this beautiful reading, dear Gemini. Until next time, namaste.